When Moses finally obeys, he does the thing God told him to do. He walks into Pharaoh's court and speaks God's words without shrinking back. Let my people go. And if you expected the chapter to end with freedom, Exodus 5 surprises you. Because the first response to obedience is not relief. It's resistance.
Pharaoh doesn't negotiate. He scoffs. Who is the Lord that I should obey his voice? And then he does something cruel and strategic. He increases the burden. Same brick quota, but now no straw, more work, less support, less breath.
This is how bondage fights back. Pharaoh's message is simple. If you're going to believe God, I'll make life so heavy you won't have time to trust him. And that tactic still works today. The enemy doesn't always tempt you with obvious sin. Sometimes he simply exhausts you. He piles on pressure, deadlines, conflict, discouragement, until your prayer life gets quieter, your worship gets weaker, and your hope starts to feel unrealistic. And then something else happens. People who are hurting look for someone to blame.
The Israelite foremen plead with Pharaoh, and Pharaoh blames them. Then they turn and blame Moses and Aaron. May the Lord look on you and judge. In other words, ever since you stepped forward, our lives got worse.
Have you ever obeyed God and then felt like everything got harder? Have you ever said yes to God and then felt misunderstood, criticized, or even blamed? Now, watch Moses. He doesn't pretend. He doesn't polish his words. He goes back to the Lord and prays something painfully honest. Why have you brought trouble on this people? Why did you send me? You have not delivered your people at all. That is not faithlessness. That is faith speaking through tears. Because Moses does the most important thing you can do when obedience costs you. He takes his confusion back to God. Exodus 5 teaches us a hard but holy truth. Things can get worse before they get better, without God being absent. Sometimes the worsening is proof that the battle is real, and that Pharaoh is threatened. Increased pressure doesn't mean God forgot you. It may mean you are standing close to the doorway of deliverance. So if your yes to God has been followed by heavier bricks and less straw, don't interpret that as failure. Interpret it as a test of endurance. And here's the whisper of hope. Exodus 5 ends with questions, but Exodus 6 begins with God answering, not with anger, but with assurance. So hold on. Because the God who called you is not shocked by the resistance you're facing. And the God who started this story is not going to abandon you in the chapter where it looks like nothing is changing.
Prayer. Lord, when my obedience seems to make life harder, keep my faith from collapsing. When pressure rises, help me not to lose my breath to pray. Strengthen me in the waiting, steady me in the conflict, and remind me that you are still working, even when I can't see it yet. In Jesus' name, amen.